Hi everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Medyo na-late ako ng upload this week, so naging busy tayo nung weekends. But anyway, if you've watched my last video, sana panoorin mo. Kung hindi pa, I shared about my 2025 journey, and this is actually a continuation of that story because ang dami kong naging realization. Not just after that recording that video, but prior to that, by November, December, nagkaroon na rin ako ng mga realization when it comes to my existence for the past years. Yan. Pero syempre, in 2025 kasi nga ang dami nangyari. May mga burnout, fear na experience ko, yung exhaustion, and also yung pag-overthink ko sa mga bagay-bagay. It's actually connected to one thing, and that is me. I've been pleasing people pala for a very long time, even before I became a Christian. And the hardest part is I didn't even realize that I'm, pleasing people. I thought it's just what I'm doing is just, you know, me being kind to other people. I'm just helpful. Trying to be responsible and strong. But don't get me wrong, sa mga nakakakilala sa akin, alam naman talaga nila na I'm genuinely really offering help, time, and everything. And that's coming from me as someone who likes to share my time, being generous to other people with my time, doing some effort to make them happy and all that, mga ganung bagay. But yeah, but that people pleasing, it's actually didn't really come from love. It came from a deep longing or desire to be loved, to be seen, to be accepted, mga ganung bagay. Kaya I'm doing all of those things. And today I wanted to talk about that people-pleasing thing. Kasi baka makarelate din kayo, not as an expert, but someone just, experience those things. Kasi ako, when I hear about people-pleasing, ewan ko kung gano'n din kayo, naisip ko, it's actually a person who always say yes to everything, say yes to all. But it's deeper than that pala for me. Kasi ako na parang na-realize ko na I'm always explaining things to other people, like my decisions, um, kapag may mga ginagawa akong mga bagay-bagay, sa trabaho, I over-explain things, which is hindi naman kailangan. Alam mo yun? And I always feel guilty when I rest. Oo, kasi parang feeling ko hindi ako productive. So, na-feel guilty ako doon. And feeling ko I'm responsible to other people's emotion. Na dapat happy lang sila, na dapat hindi sila ma-offend. And yun nga, isa pa yun, I'm afraid of offending or disappointing people. And one thing as well is saying yes, even though my body is already tired, even though inaantok na ako, may mga bagay na parang, sige lang, push lang, ganyan. And also, measuring my value or my worth by how useful I was. So, ako yun. Ako yung nag-measure nun sa sarili ko, not ibang tao. And I didn't know how to receive love by just being. I didn't know how people can love me by just being me. I feel like I need to perform, I need to earn it or something. So I became dependable. I became strong and tried to be always available for other people. And yeah, I realized that I was serving people, but I was losing myself. It says in the Galatians 1:10, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? So yeah, napaisip ako dyan sa verse na yan kasi nga, for how many years na mga ginagawa ko, parang hindi ko alam, hindi ko na ma-distinguish din talaga kung nagpi-people please ba ako or I'm just really um, doing what God wants me to do. But there are times pala, as me assessing those things, there are many moments na talagang naging people pleaser ako. So yeah, kasi yung people pleasing is not about people, it's about attachment. It's not about yung mga tao kasi wala naman akong pinipili din na gagawin ko yung gano'ng bagay. But yeah, it's about the attachment, wanting to be chosen, to be needed, na kailanganin niyo ako, gano'n. To be affirmed. Isa sa mga receiving love language ko is words of affirmation. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing things kasi gusto kong mapansin ako at ma-affirm nila yung mga ginagawa ko, ganyan. And to be safe in the relationships. Kasi parang feel like kapag wala na akong ginawang effort, parang hindi na ganun safe yung relationship with friends, church, family, and all. So yeah, and growing up, I learned that love came with conditions. Na when you behave well, you are loved. And when you perform, you're affirmed. Kasi 'di ba sa school kapag nagpe-perform tayo, pinupuri tayo ng mga teachers. And when you are strong, you're valued. So kailangan strong ako para, ma-feel ko yung value ko. And so subconsciously I carried that sa aking pagiging adult, and I became the strong one, the reliable one as an ate syempre, and also the one who doesn't complain. Um, yeah, parang before medyo may pagka-toxic ako. I always complain with everything. But yeah, parang natutunan ko na dahil nga complaining is a negative thing, 'di ba? So, as much as possible, I avoid complaining. But strength without boundaries becomes self-abandonment. Wow, ang lalim nun, 'no? Nagsi-self-abandonment na pala tayo kapag walang boundaries yung mga strength na pinapakita natin. And sabi lang sa Zephaniah 3:17, the Lord your God is with you. He will rejoice over you with singing. And that verse taught me that I don't have to perform to be loved by God. I don't need to do anything. I'm already loved. And looking back at 2025 and the past years, I see now God why allowed certain things to happen. And I think yung accident na nangyari noong January, yung trauma na nagkaroon ako, yung forced to slow down, kasi nga 'di ba na-aksidente ako and may mga canceled plans. Although ang dami pa ring nangyari pero meron nga akong mga canceled plans nun, 'di ba? I think God removed my ability to please kasi natutunan ko na parang I couldn't show up the same way because of nga the accident, na I couldn't say yes always, na I couldn't be strong all the time, 'di ba? And that's when the discomfort started. When I started practicing as well yung healthy boundaries, it's kinda uncomfortable for me. Natutunan ko naman 'to sa The Space. Naging uncomfortable siya kasi hindi ako sanay na mag-say no to other people. So, yeah, because when we stop pleasing people, some will be disappointed, some will understand or some will misunderstand you, and some will just distance themselves. Naka-experience ako niyan ng 2025 na because I set boundaries, naging distant yung mga tao. And it was painful, lalo na kapag yung mga tao na napalapit na sa'yo, 'di ba? And before I think God is asking me, do you want to be liked or do you want to be whole? Kayo ba? Do you want to be liked or do you want to be whole? Kasi ako, I wanted to be whole. And Matthew 11:28 says, come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. Medyo mahaba pa to pero yun yung isa sa mga tumatak na, come to me, all who are weary. I will give you rest. So, yung rest na to required me to stop performing. So, nagkaroon din ako ng rest moment nung December. Although stressful na rest, I think. Kasi nga, stop ako na umalis, lumabas, and then mag-asikaso lang dito sa bahay. And I feel like kahit nakakapagod yung trabaho, asikaso dito sa bahay nung nagre-renovate, still rest pa rin siya for me. Kasi parang I don't please many people around me. So yeah, And Glorious Hope was not just about it's not about a program talaga. Parang ang dami ko talaga natutunan dun, yung forgiveness includes myself. Yung forgiveness kasi akala natin sa ibang tao lang binibigay. Pero parang naiisip ko before na, alam po forgive ko sa sarili ko, wala naman akong ginagawa sa sarili ko. Pero yeah, realizing na ang dami ko pala ding nagawa na alam mo yun, nagko-cause ng pain din sa sarili ko. So yeah, that forgiveness includes forgiving myself. That healing requires honesty, which is dun din sa nahirapan ako. Also, yung boundaries, biblical. Especially ngayon na nasa Proverbs ako, dun ko nakikita yung mga boundaries na dapat nating isi-set talaga. And also, saying no is not a rejection. Kasi no, again, it's a negative. And I thought, when you say no, you are rejecting something. But no. So, and then one of the most powerful things that I've learned that you can love people without losing yourself. So yeah, pwede pala yun. Without, over-performing. Kasi nga si Jesus himself, he walks away from crowds, di ba? And he also said no. Nagno-no din siya sa Bible. He rested kapag pagod siya. He didn't heal everyone. Doon sa New Testament, di ba? Kung mababasa natin. Hindi naman talaga lahat hinil niya doon. And he didn't explain himself to everyone, like over-explaining that ako to. May mga pinaliwanag siya, pero hindi niya kailangan pang i-over-explain yung sarili niya because pinapakita naman niya yun, di ba? So, yeah. And if Jesus needed or set boundaries, bakit ako, di ba? I think that's something na kailangan ko talagang practice is to set yung healthy boundaries. And ito yung mga i-share ko na mga signs na you or me are people pleaser for all of you na nanonood ngayon. Baka kasi, ayun, nararamdaman mo rin to, di ba? So, you might be people pleaser if you feel anxious, disappointing others, uncomfortable sa'yo. You don't want to disappoint others. And wala kang nagagawa. Just always saying yes na lang because nga ayaw mag-disappoint ng ibang tao. Iba yun. You feel anxious, di ba? And then, nag-struggle kang mag-no. Parang ako. Nag-struggle talaga ako mag-no, laging yes, and I'll think about it, I will try, alam mo yun, lagi ko talagang gagawa ng paraan as much as possible. And you feel guilty for simply by just resting. Yan, para sa people pleaser. And also, you explain yourself too much, mga bagay-bagay, and you feel unseen even when surrounded by people. Ikaw ba to? You feel unseen kahit ang daming tao sa paligid mo. And you're exhausted. You're exhausted but you're still showing up. So, yeah, I think isa yun sa yun yung mga list na sinabi ko. If you are like that, then you might be a people pleaser. But it's not a condemnation to every one of us na we used to please people. But, it's an invitation for us to start healing this 2026. Sabi nga sa Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart. Kasi itong heart na to, very deceitful. So, what am I unlearning in 2026 is that I'm learning that love must be earned. No, kapag mahal ka, hindi na kailangang gumawa ka pa ng mga bagay-bagay. Kasi ginagawa natin yung mga bagay-bagay kasi mahal natin yung mga tao. Not because we're doing something so that they would love us. Yun, nagigits mo ba? Basta, yun. And yung rest, it's not laziness. Kasi lagi talaga akong nagigilty whenever I rest. I feel like dapat kasi may ginawa ako, dapat ganyan-ganyan. Panggabi naman ako. So, ang hirap naman talaga kumilos kapag sa araw. So, yun. And boundaries are selfish. I need to unlearn that boundaries are selfish. No, it's not. It's not selfish to set healthy boundaries with people, with relatives, with friends, or with anyone that I feel like I owe anyone or everyone access to me. So, kailangan piliin ko lang yung mga tao na may access sa akin at yung mga tao na papapasukin ko sa buhay ko, yun. Kailangan ko i-unlearn na people, everyone must have access to me. And I'm learning right now, syempre may learning tayo, di ba? To pause before saying yes. And to check in with my body kung ano ba self, kaya pa ba natin? Kailangan mo ng pahinga, kasi hindi lang minsan yung pahinga na kailangan mo ng tulog. Minsan kailangan mo ng pahinga na you don't, or you're not doing anything, ganyan, di ba? And very important, we ask God. I wanted to ask God muna before committing on something. I really wanted to be sure because commitment is not something that you will just say all the time. Parang kasal lang yan, di ba? Hindi ka pa pwedeng magpakasal. Pag sabi, yes, sige, yes ka lang ng yes. Hanggang sa ano ko na lang, burn out or alisan mo na lang yung sitwasyon na yun. But no, if we committed on something, we should be really doing our part, di ba? And also, to choose alignment over approval. Alignment over approval. So, 2026 is actually my alignment season and I'm realigning everything sa life ko today. And how am I navigating life differently? Life in 2026 for me, I think it will look quieter, less explaining, um, less proving myself. Like, why should I have to prove myself, diba? And more on listening kay God. And also, yeah, ngayon I'm choosing fewer commitments. Sabi ko nga na-share ko pa sa 2025 na I move back or step back muna sa mga community na nag-commit ako. I chose one ministry na lang, which is a church. And syempre, family is always the first ministry, di ba? So yeah, so that's what I'm choosing right now. But that doesn't mean na hindi na ako talaga magiging part pa ng mga ibang community. I still wanted to be, involved and help. But right now, I'm just really pausing muna to realign everything. And also, yung deeper relationship, choosing that mga tao na talagang alam ko na they will stay with me. Hindi yung shallow friendship, shallow na relationship, ganyan. Yeah. And also, yung slower growth. I know, especially this creating video, I know that there are times na parang, ano ba, manonood lang naman ito, pamilya ko eh. Pero sige lang, kailangan kong ipagpatuloy itong sinimulan ko. I want it to be consistent and also yung honest obedience, Lord. And people may not understand this version of me, this 2026, and that is okay. Because peace is louder than validation. Again, peace is louder than validation. And we are all God's masterpiece in Ephesians 2:10. And if you've been pleasing people because you want to be loved, I want you to hear this, that you are already seen, you are already loved, you are already chosen. You don't have to perform. You don't have to do much. You are loved just by being you. You don't need to disappear to belong. And you don't need to exhaust yourself to be worthy. So yeah. And healing starts when you stop abandoning yourself. Be kind to yourself, darling, and God will meet you there. And again, thank you so much for sitting with me in this conversation. Grabe, ang haba na naman daw ng video ko, but I know naman that this is not for everyone. Minsan nga, pamilya ko lang nanonood nito. Pero salamat pa rin sa mga tao na nanonood or nakatapos hanggang dito. And this is still a journey for me. I'm still learning, still healing. But this time, I'm choosing God, pleasing God over pleasing people. And that choice changes everything. So, because I only have one audience, and that is God. Yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.